The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
To throw again on second down. Jackson, he's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. And he's caught on his sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. Take it just outside the 40. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. Oh, he faked it with it. All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And he finds a man. That's Watkins. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Jackson now, throwing again. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. To throw again is Jackson. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Geno Atkins in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half-dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're an offense and you saw that on tape, you got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They keep it with Barkley on first down. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A give to Smith out of the gun. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a first down on a gain of 10. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
After the penalty, it's Smith. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing on second and long. Mahomes eluding the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He's checking Craig. Kill. Kill. 15.
On third and long, it's Mahomes. Being chased out left. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off at the 23. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. He's going to look deep down the field, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller. That'll bring up second down.
Well, they decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice, able to get a hand in and tip it away.
They work again from the 38 on second and 10.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again.
Throwing again. Jackson. They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man. Equanimous St. Brown. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on fourth down. They'll run with a former Ole Miss Rebel, Jordan Wilkins. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. On their own side of the field, close to the 50, but their own side of the field, they only needed a couple of inches, and they were able to get it done.
And it doesn't matter whether you're a zone blocking team, a man blocking team, gap blocking, whatever you want to call it. When it's in this situation, it's really man-on-man, isn't it? Who's going to win the battle? And right there, we saw it at the point of attack, find enough yardage to pick up a first down. Give them credit for that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Now it's Jackson. Finding Knox there, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 29-yard line. Jackson on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it second and 6. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Yellow.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. That sack by Tremaine Edmonds. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak. Got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st down here.
Mark 22. Watch the screen.
Jackson from the shotgun. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And Jackson throwing once more. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Jackson going to throw again. And he's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield. They're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Kiki QT with touchdown number 7 on the year. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point good by Prater. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Say.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 3rd and 9.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. McKenzie now to return it. Avoids him at the 40. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown. Now bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
That's it, buddy. We gonna work.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Staying on the ground. This time it's Smith. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Jackson. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
And he'll find QT on the right side complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and
he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Equanimous St. Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Bills have taken the lead. Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
it certainly does.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot, and that gives them a chance to get some points up on the board.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here, 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. Here's Jackson. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
19 yards. And the Bills 1st down.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And his kick is absolutely perfect. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive in the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a really, I'm doing it though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 40. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play here for Buffalo. 66 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Jackson. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Equanimous St. Brown, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And he's going to have the hook up to QT. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. 25 yards that time. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Jackson. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Equanimous St. Brown there to make the grab. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Prater for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that,
all game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 25-yard line.
Never make the mistake of the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Jadeveon Clowney. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his leg.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down. With this deficit, he might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. Now this throw caught left side, and he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Jackson now works right side into the hands of the tight end Knox. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A good passing down here, and they send 3 receivers to the right of the formation on second down.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. I can't believe it.
Again, Jackson. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Will Tye, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hey, 57. Check. Check, hot route. Hot. Sponge. No. Watch, twist.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Will tie the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
He's checking.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 22. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. Touchdown. From 17 yards out, as his guys continue to pour it on. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Let's go.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Well, a lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now.
He's got a man, complete. 33 yards that time. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
That's going to be caught. An explosive 38-yard pickup. Now, that's 2 big catches that he's had on this drive alone.
And I can hear it right now. If they give up a third to him, whoever does that, go stand on the other sideline. You're persona non grata on our team at that point.
Now it's Smith. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the two-point attempt is turned aside. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Throwing is Jackson. Going deep here for Watkins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Not that time for Watkins. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. They go back to the ground with Smith. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Throwing is Mahomes on third. And going deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So first and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 46. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9. Dancing to his left. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 21. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. From the 21, it's second and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Now Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Oh, and it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. Oh, no, and it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bills are going to recover. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
To throw is Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Equanimous St. Brown, but it'll be second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Equanimous St. Brown there to make the grab. And the Bills will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 48 yards. Mahomes now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now a desperate, and this is going to be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete here. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Buying time to his left. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight left.
Now Jackson on first down. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
First down, Buffalo. Let's go now.
Jackson on first down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. To throw again. He's going to launch this thing. Wait, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And that will write a finish to this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Buffalo, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.